Hello, sports fan. This is Steven here for Sports Choice Plus. I'm bringing you a very special breakdown. I'm going to be covering, is Richard Sherman right about Russell Wilson? Before I get right into that, I want to make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel so you can get all the updates each and every time we have breakdowns here at Sports Choice Plus. Without further ado, let's get right into the action. This past weekend, Richard Sherman joined one of the podcasts online, and he was talking about, basically, in short, the Seattle Seahawks, and if they should still let Russ cook. And he dove further into that explanation, and he talked about how, when has it ever been a good idea to let Russ cook? When you're looking at just exactly, and I had to look back myself, and I have to ask myself, when they were in the hunt for Super Bowls, when the Seattle Seahawks were in the hunt in the playoffs, and I'm talking title contender playoffs, when they won, when they beat the Denver Broncos, when they went against the Patriots and lost in the Super Bowls, respectively, were they letting Russ cook at that point in time? And you're looking back at the stats, they didn't let Russ cook at all. They ran the ball. They didn't turn the ball over on offense. They got timely stops on defense, got interceptions, were very aggressive defensively with that Legion of Boom defense. You had the likes of Big Cam back there at safety. You had Earl Thomas back there, Richard Sherman, Wagner there. You had a lot of dogs. You had a lot of dogs. Averill was there. Bennett was there. You had a lot of guys that was on that defense that were either journeymen or pretty good players that really showed up and showed out each and every week for the Seahawks. So Marshawn Lynch was your battering ram for your running back. You had a couple of different guys, wide receivers that added to the mix, but it wasn't anything special. You know, you had Percy Harvin as a return guy for a couple of those years. So it's tough. It's tough. When you're looking directly at Russell Wilson's success or lack thereof since the Legion of Boom, you have to ask yourself, what did Russ do well during that time for the Legion of Boom? Remember, he was on a rookie contract at that point. And you got to think, they were able to pay everybody around him, mainly defensive stars, mainly Marshawn Lynch, and keep that team together. Once Russ got his money, things changed. That defense got old very quickly. You know, Russ has been in and out of the lineup the last couple of years with little injuries, but for the most part, Richard Sherman got hurt. Earl Thomas got shipped off. Cam retired. Wagner's still there. So you got a couple of pieces that have been moving all around, but for the most part, Russ has not really transcended to that number one, number two, or number three quarterback in the NFL. I know that, you know, when the Legion of Boom was ending, there was a lot of people saying, oh, Russ is going to be a top three quarterback. Russ is going to be this, that, and the third. He never really took off. You've since had players like Lamar Jackson come into the league, players like Patrick Mahomes, guys that have been athletically gifted, that have done things that have either won MVPs or carried their team to the playoffs and big runs and Super Bowls. So there's been other guys that step up to the plate in between the time the Legion of Boom won and now. Russ has not really taken that next step into the 1, 2, or 3 position. And Richard Sherman's really right. You know, when you let Russ cook and throw for 35, 40 times a game, they've never got anywhere close to success that they had with the Legion of Boom. Pete Carroll's offense has never been something that you said, I got to watch out for. It's always been the defense. It's always been the special teams. It's always been the little things on those teams. So looking at the comments, Russell Wilson's future in Seattle is definitely up in limbo. He has 2 years left on his contract, and I think it's best for the Seattle Seahawks to go ahead and rebuild at this point, because you got to think, what are you really going to get better with Russell? You know, you don't have an offensive line to protect him. You don't have anything real weaponry-wise that says, okay, we're going to do this. But you're farther away on defense than you are on offense. So you do have a couple of wide receivers. You do have Russ. You do have running back Mike Committee, but this isn't going to get you out of the NFC West. If you just look at this past year, you had the Cardinals make the playoffs. You had the 49ers make the playoffs and make the NFC title game. You had the Rams make it to the NFC title game and make it to the Super Bowl. That's 3 teams in your division that either made the playoffs and made the NFC championship game and or Super Bowl. I don't see Seattle within the next 2 years taking that step to get in there. So I think Russell, he has a lot to work on before I don't know, it's just a lot. But Richard Sherman was correct. If we're being honest, he is correct. It's been a couple of years since the Legion of Boom was active on that Seattle roster, and we've not seen anything remotely close to Russ being in the playoffs, challenging for a Super Bowl, or either taking his team to the Super Bowl when letting Russ cook. So are you Seattle Seahawks fans? Are you Richard Sherman fans? Are you Russell Wilson fans? Get in the comment section below. Tell me what you think. Do you think Richard Sherman's right? Do you think he's wrong? And as always, you made it to the end of the video. We're glad you made it. Please like, share, and subscribe to this video on your YouTube channel and on your Facebook channel. We'll see you on next week.